I am Ravi Singh, CEO of Khalsa Aid International, an aid agency delivering aid around the world in disaster and conflict zones, and as well as also involved in development programs around the globe. I'm a Sikh. I am from Punjab, which is between India and Pakistan. Some of it is in India, some of it is in Pakistan. It remains our Punjab no matter where it is. From 1984 to 1992, those few years is what I'm going to talk about today, because today is the International Day of the Victims of Enforced Disappearances, which means the victims that basically disappeared because they raised their voice against the state, policies of the state, oppression of the state, and the state then directly or indirectly involved terror squads to pick up those individuals and make them disappear. Usually, like in Punjab, where we come from, thousands of young men during 1984 to 1992, as mentioned previously, simply disappeared in the state because they were a certain age. A certain age means from 16 to about 35 was a chosen target by the state. And those who didn't even have any activity, they weren't involved in any political activism, were still picked up in rural areas to punish those who were. It was the direct way of saying by the state that if you're raising voice against us or you're taking any actions against us, against our oppressive regimes, we will make young men disappear in your neighborhood and across Punjab. So everyone will have pressure on you to say it's your fault. It was to basically silence political opponents, political opposition, political activism, and political criticism of the state and its policies. Those thousands of Sikh young men that disappeared, some or many were then discovered to have been illegally cremated. A Sikh human rights worker called Jaswant Singh Khalsa, he discovered thousands and thousands of unidentified cremated bodies in several cremation grounds in Punjab, major one being in Amritsar, where those who were in charge of the cremation could not record who the bodies belonged to. They were forced to do so by the state, by the police and paramilitary forces, who would torture or shoot someone, a young man, in a so-called fake encounter. After being picked up, disappeared, nobody knows where they are. They would then be killed by the state or the police, taken to this cremation ground and cremated without a trace. And when Mr. Khalsa discovered 25,000 in one particular place, unidentified bodies over this certain time, which is very, very unusual and very high number for a cremation ground not to have a record of the individual being cremated. Imagine normally it would be 10, 15, 20, maybe a year maximum, maybe you could take even 100, then suddenly 25,000. So you know who they were. So they became victims of enforced disappearances. So today we commemorate those young men, the families. We commemorate those good people who stood against the state to protest. People like Jaswant Singh Khalsa. There was also another individual called Ram Narayan Kumar. He wrote a book. He used to visit every family when they reported someone missing. These regimes get away with it because our own governments then open trade routes with them. We then forget about the human rights of individuals because trade becomes the main focus. And then I remember somebody telling me many years later, even recently, say, oh, don't worry about it, Punjab is beautiful, there's nothing wrong with Punjab, Punjab is so quiet now. And then I compared it to them. I said, look, a graveyard is beautiful, a graveyard is full of flowers, and it's all peaceful and quiet. But if you dig deep, maybe a few feet, you'll find the bodies. It's the same in Punjab. So my sympathies, my condolences to everyone around the world, every individual, no matter what color, race, religion you are, that have to go through these enforced disappearances purely because of your political beliefs and your stance against the regime and oppression. So may God grant the families peace, because the governments and people like us and our own governments, even here where we are in the UK, are not doing so by making trade agreements with those who are doing the killings and disappearances. So my condolences to every family, Will history repeat itself? Yes, it's repeating itself every day. The only way to stop the repeating is every person, for me, as a Sikh and Punjabi Sikh, for every Indian, not Punjabis, every Indian to raise their voice against this oppression. That's when the healing will begin. Thank you.